Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company, Tape Armor, and Rollz Gear. And you can find all of our old episodes at bjjshow.com. I'm Rob, and Birdman and I missed some topics, so that's why we were having him back on the show again. We talked about some of the movies he was in, as well as places he had been kicked out of. But what was funny about this episode was that we got Dojo Storms by Jocko Willink. And if you're not familiar with him, he's the host of the Jocko Willink podcast, as well as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Dean Lister. So I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. And if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe to us, as well as give us a good rating on iTunes. And we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Best topics ever, though, honestly. So it was all brought up during, I guess, last night's conversation.
Yes.
All
Or we could just talk about Craig the lawyer the whole time.
Craig was definitely a force to be reckoned with on that podcast last night. That's the guy who knew what he...
Yeah.
Oh,
he was an absolute force to be. Let's just go to the, as they say on NBC Sports, let's go to the videotape.
Oh, we got video of this? Oh, yeah. This
is the video.
That's him dancing?
He's like doing something with a headlamp on him.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he's like high and exploring. Oh, no. Oh, it's in the cabin.
Yeah.
That's amazing. The shenanigans you get into, man. Fuck. So...
Craig the attorney.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob. I'm joined by, once again, Birdman.
Hello.
Perfect timing for that
Yeah.
one. Got Mr. Ewok 1 in the background and JC in the background as well. And Birdman said it best. He's like, we didn't even hit any of the shit we wanted to talk about.
Right. We got onto some other good stuff. I guess it was good stuff, but
It was very good stuff.
And now it's we did have a plan. We went off topic and it seemed to work. So
Yeah.
we're gonna, just like jiu-jitsu, you have a plan. If the plan doesn't work, you got to change your plan. You have to adapt. So we adapted to the conversation, and it went in a positive direction, I think.
Oh, yeah. That was good, especially hearing the how certain individuals theoretically dealt with Airbnb people.
Yes, allegedly how things may occur if certain people were involved in the alleged scenario.
So right off the bat, I guess we won't go back into like maybe borderline criminal activity of alleged individuals, but I did want to say, we talked about even before last night's episode, you're like a movie star now, man, right?
Not a movie star, but a character actor. I have certain roles that are in my wheelhouse.
Okay. So what would some of those roles be?
Bartender at a biker bar.
Nice. I can see that.
Death row inmate.
Okay, I can see that too.
Criminal of any type. I'd like to venture into the zombie world. I think I could be zombified pretty good. I've not yet been a zombie, but I'm keen to take a whack at it.
So can you tell us about the most recent movie then that you
just wrapped on a movie 6 weeks ago. It's a short film coming out, directed by Elvira Lind, starring her husband Oscar Isaac, called The Letter. I think it's going to be a fantastic film. It's a short film. I think it's fantastic. Everybody involved was very, very cool. Fun place. It was a fun work environment. You know, I got to wear we filmed it in a decommissioned prison on Staten Island.
Oh, wow.
Arthur Kill Penitentiary, which they use for Orange is the New Black is filmed there.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so we were in a segregated housing or shoe wing, and it was just, hanging out in a cell all day, tan jumpsuit. And there's, the one of the funnier scenes was, if you make a movie, they could film the same scene for an hour, and it could be like 6 seconds of screen time. So I was eating this beans and some other kind of mystery meat casserole off the tray.
Yeah.
For like 40 minutes straight.
Oh.
And then somebody else said, because I'm very new to this acting, it's like, well, you had the spit bucket, right? Because you just spit that out. I'm like, no, I was never offered the bucket. I ate it all. It was like, it was cold. It wasn't heated up. The prop guy puts all the food on the tray, wraps in saran wrap, puts it in a cooler. So they have like a stack of trays there. And like when your tray gets too low for, I guess, continuity, they just hand you a new tray. And I'm just shoveling this fucking shit into my head. And whatever, it's art. We all make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Mr. Ewok, when do we not make sacrifices for art?
So then you've been eating mystery. So I want to know, eating the mystery meat and bean casserole. Whatever it was. Yeah. So were you stuffed from it? Because like you said, you're eating it for 40 minutes.
Yeah, I was stuffed. Yeah, I couldn't even eat anymore. And so it's like different things. The banging on the doors. Just things that prisoners would do. That's nothing major.
Yeah.
And they got a few screams or something like that, or saying something. Other than that, it was just like, it's a tattooed guy with long hair and a beard who looks, legitimately insane. So let's just throw him behind bars, and it's a win. Just sell it.
Very cool. Yeah. See, because also, I don't know, because I originally wanted to do film. Okay. Really wanted to. I was doing some classes in college for it. So like I kind of look at certain things, not like a very profound way of looking at it. Like, oh, I know exactly what the director was. Like things like you're talking about eating.
Yeah.
And something always bugs me. I don't know, but I know it's acting. So they'll like take something, they'll pop in their mouth, and it's very obvious they're not actually eating it. They're like, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I guess it's right up in there. It's impressive.
I swallowed it. It went down.
Especially cold, whatever it was. That's impressive.
And you gotta, keep the face like, oh, this is, one of the few meals a day I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna eat the whole thing. It's you eat what you get. Behind bars. That's what you get is what you get. If you don't eat it, nothing else is coming.
Was there anything that besides eating food that I guess wasn't supposed to be fully consumed? Was there anything else that happened that you kind of like maybe not been like expected, maybe not prepared for, but kind of like shed some light on filmmaking or acting or just the whole process?
Just the time they take to get it right. Like, if you see something like, it could be your favorite scene in a movie, and you don't know what it took to get that. It could be just a moment, a look the actor gave. But sometimes you get it on the first shot, but sometimes it's hours. Yeah. Because I did a film 2 years ago with the same director of photography, Sam Chase, called Paint. And I was a bartender in a biker bar. And we worked, we shot for 6 hours to put a 26 to 30 second clip in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's...
Well, you're dealing with like a director's vision.
Yes.
And then because you can't see the vision, I guess you got to kind of...
So if this is what I get out of it. If the camera's focused on one person, it's, okay, the director, the DP, and the actor. So there's 3 people who have to come together and get it right. If you have 5 people in the scene, have the 5 people, the director, and the DP. So that's 7 people have to get everything right at the same exact time.
Wow.
So it's, I guess, big giant scenes. Game of Thrones fight scenes. Everybody's got to get everything right at the same time. So how long does that take?
Days.
We can't even take a group photo. Now give everybody an assignment.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be here and swing this sword.
We couldn't get 300 people to stand still.
Yeah.
To face the same way, to get their colored gis in the right order, keep their eyes open,
not look away.
Yeah. If you can now put it all in motion with everybody having a different job to do.
Jesus, man.
So I have a greater appreciation. Like when you hear, it costs like $60 million to make. I'm like, of course it did. Every 30 seconds costs $10,000 or something. Or there has to be an equation to that they know they're going to pay. And if you've ever worked on your home, that everything costs twice as much and takes twice as long. So I don't think a movie would be any different,
Because you always got the budget. And then, like you said.
You got weather.
That too, yeah.
You got,
I forgot about that.
the common cold. What if your star has a cold for 3 weeks? It's, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Harrison Ford. I guess you can have a little creativity, a little creative license. Having a big fight scene with the dude, and was it Raiders of the Lost Ark? He just pulls out a gun and shoots him. I mean, you get really iconic moments in film through something like that. But if you're down for the count and it has to be like a really involved scene, that's true. That's 3 weeks of just paying people to hang out.
There's actors and actresses who do their own stunts, and that's rolling the dice on millions and millions of dollars they're putting into this, tens of millions of dollars. So, but it's cool. It's fun. I don't think it's going to be a vocation for me, but when it pops up, it's very cool.
Yeah. You're going for like the world's most interesting man type thing going on here. I'm digging it, man. I like it. Yeah. So with being a man about town, then I guess with all your acting, I know another topic we brought. See, what's funny is we did the show, and then we hung out and we drank.
Yes.
And then you're like, fuck, shit, I talked about this. Fuck, shit, I talked about that. So the film thing was the original intent.
Yes, that was the original what we were talking about.
The last episode. But then you came up with, we could just talk about places I'm banned from in the
There's a list of places I've been banned from in my life.
Because maybe that's going back to like dealing with, or certain individuals dealing with people using vans for Airbnbs on like.
Yeah, just people do crazy shit. And people don't have a sense of humor.
Right.
It's so I am forever a 15-year-old jerk off locked in a man's body doing stupid things.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, as long as you do like, it's to a point, right? Like I saw, some video of these kids riding bikes through a store and like running over people and like, shoving dudes. Like that's one thing.
Yeah.
But like, I imagine this is complete because you told me the one story about the Starbucks. That's completely.
Let's go back to the 15-year-old jerk off that I was. Like, we didn't go through the stores. Like, we'd go to the mall and we'd buy 3 containers of Mr. Bubble and just go to the fountains and dump it in there. That's we didn't shove any, but all of a sudden, like, shit, there's like suds and foam everywhere.
See, that's funny. Yeah.
And then around Christmas, we had a trick where I could jam my foot into the escalator as it's going up, and there was enough pressure to stop it. So we'd go there, we'd hitchhike to the mall, and we'd go and we'd stop every escalator like the week before Christmas. And then just leave. That's a dick move.
Yeah, but you're not injuring anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like you're inconveniencing people, but
it's like farting in an elevator.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna die from it. Nobody's gonna get hurt from it. It's just like.
Yeah. The cell phone absolutely killed my jerk-off game. Because my thing was like, we would just drive around to look for people on payphones and just honk the horn. Just pull up right next to them and blow the horn. Some asshole in his car blowing his horn, So the cell phone just killed that game for me.
You can still catch them if they're outside on the cell phone.
I've been guilty of that. It's not as much fun.
Yeah. So they just walk inside.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I go inside. This guy's, tethered to the pole.
Have you seen the guy with the train horn in the pickup truck?
No.
Yeah, this dude took a train horn, got like 3 giant air compressors, put it in the back of his truck, and you just pull up like to entrances of like Best Buy. So like people are walking in, and he pulls the horn, and everybody like it's all time because you could tell it's just like and it hit, and everybody like ducks down waiting for the train to hit them.
Perfect jerk off move, man. Yeah, I love it.
It is pretty funny. It's up there with drive-by insults. It's I think it's one of the first, like, even before YouTube, you could find, like, videos on, like, Steak and Cheese or whatever it was out there, E-Bombs World. And
yeah.
It was, like, drive-by insults. These kids would just hang out the side of the car, like, hey, you're a pig fucker. And they just keep driving.
Yeah, but then, hey, you gotta eat it when somebody tosses a brick at your head.
Exactly.
There's a piece of advice I'm going to give every young person out there in the world today. It's every time you open your mouth, just expect that you're going to get punched in the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those two go hand in hand together. You open your mouth and say shit, then you should be ready to be punched in the face because you're going to. Yeah.
Yeah, you can say something and nobody's going to do anything about it. But no, I agree. Like it's
everybody's all safe on the inner Googles and, no one tracks them down.
You want to say anything you want, there is a consequence.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Which goes back to the other episode, one of our 3 rules was you play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Right there.
That's exactly it. If I walk into a biker bar and I'm like, man, these motorcycles, if you ride a motorcycle, you're an idiot. So if I walk out there in my life, I'm sure I'm pretty lucky. But same thing. You go and search for something like that, and something's going to be said that you're going to pay the price for.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a smart ass, or you're gonna talk shit, just don't complain when somebody smashes you.
Yeah,
those you can't be a dick and then complain that you've been beat up. That's
Extreme ownership.
I don't know what it's something, but it's like you can't do that. You gotta
Yeah, it's whatever, man.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Exactly. Don't run your mouth if you're not ready to fight.
Yeah, come on.
So about running mouths, getting fights, going back to it. So we talked about you getting kicked out of a Starbucks last
The Starbucks,
night.
yeah.
And that's what kind of started.
But that's a pretty heinous story. I think what I said was not.
Well,
what do you think?
I actually don't. So I kind of agree with it too.
Yeah.
Because I'll let you tell the story. And then I'll kind of, my viewpoint is it's kind of the same thing. Yes, probably going to lose half my listeners for saying it. Miracle of childbirth, while it's still a miracle, everybody is capable, mostly everybody is capable of doing it. Even like I don't know, otters, man. Like otters can do it. So,
well, I'm gonna preface this story with something that happened this morning to me today here.
Ooh, here?
Yes.
Ooh, can't wait.
Okay. So, and it's about the approach you should have with people.
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity. I trained with Ryan Mickler.
Yeah.
I said, we introduced ourselves to a couple of days ago. I said, hey, if we have some time, let's train together. I'll come down to the white belt section and we'll train. We'll just get on the mats.
And he's the host of the Order of Man podcast.
Order of Man, correct. Okay. That's him, Ryan. So I go down, I meet him right off the field house there, and we're doing our thing, and they showed like the second technique or so, and he's in my guard, and this white belt, 1-stripe white belt, walks up and says, "You got to move."
Well, what? To who? Ryan or you?
To both of us. You got to move. There's no room for me here. You got to move. Okay. Now, the proper approach would be, "Excuse me, would you mind moving over just a little bit so we can kind of squeeze in here?" Okay? Asking.
Yeah. Being a polite person.
People ask me to do something for them. 99% of the time, it's, of course, please, could you do this? Oh, absolutely. If you tell me I have to do it, it's go fuck yourself. There's a problem.
Absolutely.
So I was explaining to Ryan, and loud enough where the white belt's over here. And I'm like, listen, when I'm at Henzo's, if a white belt would have said it to me, I'd be obligated by honor to punch him in the fucking mouth. That's how it goes. You don't. First of all, if 2 brown belts are rolling over here and 2 white belts are rolling over here, minding their own business, and the brown belts are going crazy and they run into the white belts, the white belts have to move.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. They're not in trouble, but they have to move. It's respect.
The way it is.
Yeah. And at the same time, that white belt is not going to go up to the brown belt. Hey, you want to roll? Because the white belt's going to get smashed. You don't ask a higher belt. A lot of times you raise your hand. Maybe the brown belt will come over and roll with you. What I used to do was in the locker room, some guys that I really looked up to, some purple belts and stuff, like, hey, I know you're busy training a lot, but if you ever have a few minutes to roll, I'd love to have a chance. And you leave it there. Yeah. And then if they want to come and say, oh, hey, let's get that rolling.
Because you're not challenging them. You're not hey, what? Let's fucking roll, guy.
And it was always done before the gi and the belt were on. We're just 2 civilians, 2 regular people in the locker room. If you ever have a chance, I'd love to get an opportunity to roll with it. Yeah. But that's lost a little bit, and it's I want this now. I should have this now. I'm the most important person in the room, right? That's how some younger people think. I'm entitled. The snowflake. Yeah. So it's all about me. It's instant gratification. I'm entitled. I have to have this. So you got to move is going to elicit a much different response than, excuse me, would you mind? Yeah. Okay. Now that brings us to Starbucks. All right. Okay. So there's whenever I'm any kind of traveling, whether it's I'm walking from my apartment to the academy, I'm at Penn Station waiting for an Amtrak train, or I'm at the airport waiting for a flight, I wear headphones. Okay? Headphones should be an international symbol. Don't fucking come up and talk to me. You know?
It's not, though, for some reason.
I don't know. I'm in a line of people. There's 100 people in a line for this train. I'm wearing headphones. And of course, the person walks right to me to ask me what train this is. There is 10 people on either side who heard this. But you're going to focus on engaging me with this question. So, I always make the attempt. And for you listening out there, if you're ever in trouble and you're looking for information, just please find somebody not wearing headphones or not on the phone and just talk to them. Anybody on a phone or on headphones doesn't want to hear your shit. So, I got the headphones on. I am the next person in line in Starbucks. There's like 25 people behind me. It's a hot summer day. I just want a half iced tea, half lemonade, and I want to walk to work. So a woman marches right to the front of the line with her stroller, okay, and just the lip. I can't hear anything. I got Motorhead blasting, so I just see lips flapping, and I'm not like, no, I'm not listening. I don't know what you have to say. So she's like nudging me with the stroller a little bit to get my attention. I'm like, what? She's like, just the policy in this neighborhood, if you're not from around here, is that mothers with strollers get to cut the line.
The fuck?
In my head, I said, what the fuck? I'm like, put the headphones back on. I get a little nudge again. She's like, it's how we work things here. People with children take priority. We get to move in front of the line. So if you have anybody listening, if you have problems hearing rough things, just turn away for a few seconds. So I said, I'm going to throttle this up to like 20.
You got a shock.
It's going to go up. Yeah, shock and awe. So I said, okay, so let me get this straight. So you let some random dude blow a load inside you, and I got to go to the back of the line? And that's when the sensitivity alarm went off in the Starbucks. And 2 people came from behind the counter to tell me that you have to leave.
That's
bullshit.
So is it like written policy at Starbucks or just neighborhood
No, it's bullshit.
policy?
It's the same thing at the Haagen-Dazs. The same thing they do there. They figure if they come in with kids and the kids are going to make noise and be rambunctious because they're waiting for ice cream, they're going to have them make a scene so they can come in front and they can just leave. It's just it's a way to cut the line just because like I'm just gonna have my kids be like completely unruly in here so they want to get rid of me quick. And if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna hassle people in line to get ahead because I don't, people don't feel like waiting. I want it and I want it right now. And there shouldn't be a line because I should be getting my mochaccino right now.
Yeah.
My mom didn't have those privileges in the 80s.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Yeah, exactly. What makes you better than me?
Yeah, I'm working for a living. I'm doing my shit. All I want is an iced tea and I'm going to walk to work. That's all I want to do.
I feel like the only time I thinking back on it, it's like the only time outside of like, military where like the private CD at first, letting people go ahead and cut lines and stuff like that. It's like, airports where people are like, my connecting flight leaves in 20 minutes. We're going through customs trying to get like from international to like a domestic flight. Like, dude, fucking go ahead.
I remember years ago on flights where the flight attendant would say, okay, everybody stay seated. We got 2 guys in the back who have to make a connecting flight to like China or something. And as soon as the door opens, these guys run and the plane is like clapping, like go, run.
Them and whatever.
Now I remember that was
the Deco.
I was flying somewhere and like somebody said it was an elderly couple. And it's like, oh, we have this connecting flight. And is there any way? No, absolutely not. You have to deplane the plane in order. We can't show any special privilege. It's like, come on.
Like,
these people are like in their
3 minutes.
They're in like 70s. Just walk them to the front and tell everybody, hey, just sit tight. You're going to get off the plane.
Yeah.
These people have to get into like a golf cart and get to the other side of the airport. It's got to be timed perfect because we're coming in late. But people just don't want to hear that.
Well, I mean, it was like I flew in. I had a boatload of miles to use because I did 2 flights to Africa from Germany, and like that's a shitload of miles.
Yeah, you got some.
So I was like, well, pamper myself, get some first class, and then fall asleep immediately in first class because I don't know why. Just like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to, I'm out. You want something to drink, sir? Yeah, I'm out. But, the plane lands as soon as the light turns off. The dude next to me. So I'm sitting window, he's sitting aisle. I'm on front row. Dude stands up, gets his bag, and walks. Like, not stands in front of, like, you know, where the flight attendants or the bathrooms are. Like, walks to the fucking door.
Yeah. Like,
in the front. Like, the ramp hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Like, sir, what are you doing? Trying to get out of here.
People, it's like, I want to ask people,
seriously.
Have you never left the house before in your life? You act like savages, you know, like people who ride the train, and people, especially in airports. I was coming back from, I guess it was Mexico a couple of years ago, and this woman had this carry-on bag that you could have fit me and Ewok in. It was so fucking big, and she's wheeling this thing up to the gate, and the guy's like, "You can't bring that on the plane." She's like, "Oh no, I'm getting off at the first stop." And he's like, this isn't a bus. This is a plane. Everyone's getting off at the first stop. You know, have you never ever traveled before?
Yeah.
You know, have you never gone to a train station or an airport and realized like, hey, everybody here is in a hurry. Everybody wants to get there, and everybody wants to bring all the shit they own at the same time. So it's
like the worst you should be able to forget is like toothpaste. I mean, you can pick that up anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for the guy. One of the guys in my cabin forgot his belt, so he's been at no belt the whole week.
One of our guys too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The rules you should have learned in kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what the most fucked up thing is about him forgetting that belt? I got a blue belt in my bag and I didn't give it to him. No, you forgot it.
You gotta live with it.
Live
man.
it, man. Live it.
You gotta go to.
I got a blue belt in my bag. All right, I give it to him.
Nice. So, Haagen-Dazs. Was that the same type of story?
Haagen-Dazs was like that. I think the same. There's a similar thing. Haagen-Dazs was, again, it's the stroller movement.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood of Park Slope, Brooklyn. You know, it's a whole stroller movement with the yuppies, and they have the stroller with the kid. They have either the black lab or the golden retriever.
Yeah.
The iPhone and the Starbucks coffee cup. It's like the whole kit. You know, and it's funny. The dog, the loop of the leash is around the wrist where the phone is, and the coffee and the hand are manipulating the stroller. So it's like that game Mousetrap. I see this playing out. The dog's going to bolt after another dog. It's going to pull this. The coffee's going to spill on the kid and then get dumped over onto the sidewalk. I guess I'm the only one who ever sees that potentially happen.
Yeah, it's like, you know, how about you pay attention? Like, I can't multitask like that. I barely could, like, used to take my dog out for a run, and instead of it being me and the dog running, it's like me getting fucking thrown into bushes. Yeah. Like every 30 yards.
Like everybody's on the phone, whether they're walking their kid or walking the dog, they're on the phone. So it's, you know, I have 3 dogs. I mean, I don't even bring my phone with me because I want to pay attention on the dogs.
Right.
You know, I don't want them getting into another dog and hit by a kid on a scooter or, you know, scaring some old lady.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you gotta focus on. I mean, they're my family. Those dogs. I want to be as focused as possible on them. So, yeah, the people with the phones and while they're doing something, like, you know, you're with a little kid. I saw one woman, like, I was walking behind her. She was holding hands with the 4 or 5-year-old, looking at her phone. And all of a sudden, the hand came off, and the kid was like drifting over. The kid's like 60 feet away.
Holy shit!
And then looking around. Oh, okay, you know. But it's like, you know, 10 feet away, something horrible could have happened.
Yeah, it's unique in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I was gonna say, man, you know, like you need a license to drive a car, but then you know, don't need a license to have a kid. I'm not advocating for that, but just if you drive a car and you use your phone, people get distracted and shit happens.
2 weird things happen in our neighborhood, and I know you walking. We talked about this past. It's the stroller people, and the people who put stuff on the stoop to giveaways.
Yeah, that's weird.
So they put stuff like you clean your house and you got 2 pair of sneakers, a windbreaker, and a chess game, and a plate. You'll put them on your stoop, and somebody walking by, I'll take that plate and I'll take this chess game with missing 2 pieces or whatever. It's usually something.
Yeah.
People get rid of shit for a reason. You know, it doesn't work. Not everything's there. It's stupid.
It's old.
You know, but somebody wants to take that, so in turn they can give it away in a year when they realize that I have no use for this.
But Parksville has that. It's like a little mini yard sale.
There's like a mini yard sale every weekend. So there's some kook in my building, and they put stuff. When you walk downstairs, there's a foyer, and there's a radiator cover, and people put stuff there. And this guy puts the craziest stuff up there.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a couple weeks ago, it was like Windows 98 manual and like 5 1/4-inch floppy disk, like a whole box brand new. It's like, what?
Nobody uses that.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot specifically, like, even if you installed Windows 98, there's no way to, like, nothing will run on it.
Name a computer running that has a 5 1/4-inch floppy disk. Yeah, throw it out. You know, a half box of Cheerios. Yeah, no one wants that.
So is it like an older guy, or is it just?
Yeah, he's a kook, man. He's a kook. But like all this like weird stuff, like, you know, from the 80s and 90s, you know, all these like bad records, you know, it's like
shit. I don't know. I might be interested in that.
No,
see what you get.
Bad records. I mean, like, you know,
nothing fun.
Nothing fun. No.
I would say that was kind of so my sister. Oh, well, my dad passed away. You know, he had a boatload of records between him and my mom, so it was kind of cool to like go through and be like, fuck, like that was it Cheech and Chong, Big Bamboo was like one of the records he has. Like my dad was like super straight laced like police officer. I'm like, really? It's kind of cool. And opened it up and had a giant rolling paper in it. Yeah. It was wild, but yeah, like certain I don't know, maybe like for the nostalgia part of it, but still at the same time I kind of get it too, because my dad was like, oh yeah, you know, it's perfectly good. And I'm like, Dad, this fucking coffee cup is like rimmed with lead. Like, someone's gonna die from this shit, man. But that's an interesting problem in the neighborhood too. Like you say, like people just
it's just weird. Like one left flip flop will be on the stoop. Like,
really?
You know, yeah. In case you need a flip flop that doesn't match the one you have. Yeah. You know, just weird stuff. Like a Mr. Coffee that looks like, you know, it went down with the Titanic. It's all brownie and stained. It's like
barnacles on the side.
Yeah, or people will smash it on their front porch, you know. Just take all their shit and destroy it. Like, you leave a stack of books in your front porch, they're going to set them on fire, you know.
So with that being a unique problem in your neighborhood, is there any other like sort of like weird unique problems you see? I mean, aside from people in strollers, and then like last episode, people doing random photo shoots that. Yeah,
there's this posse of women, militant women who are against dogs peeing. Like they chase people down and like lecture them that, you know, it's destroying the city, it's killing all the trees, it's, you know, it's making children sick.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so they're just.
So what do they want the dogs to do then?
We shouldn't have dogs. According to them.
Sorry, I cannot get down with that.
Yeah, so I they've yet to have the run-in with me, you know. It's nobody in my. I always tell people on my building or my block, you know, look at me. Am I the guy you really want to fuck with? You know. Put all the fighting and stuff aside, or just in general, you know, it's, you know, as they would say, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Not at all. Not at all.
Who's this?
I don't know.
Who's this guy?
Walked in here.
What up, Podcast Storm?
Podcast Storm.
I can throw this in here maybe if you give me 1 second. Change it out. I gotta add another mic.
What's wrong with this?
This is it's Jeff Boone's mic with the BJJ campaign.
So you just that mic.
And then this one, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're not doing it.
No, we totally can.
You can come sit close to me, Jocko.
Yeah. So
we can share a mic like a doo-wop band.
Yeah.
Jocko Willink has joined us on the podcast.
Me and Jocko are now going to sing "I Got You, Babe."
Yeah,
I'm down.
Nah. What's up?
Not much. How's it going?
Going good, man. Chilling at the immersion camp, doing some jiu-jitsu, recording some podcasts. All good. No complaints.
Word. It's pretty nice. How you enjoying it so far?
The immersion camp is awesome. It's pretty much like your average dream situation.
Yeah.
Wake up, train, eat, train. Eat, train. Is there one more? Eat, train, sleep.
Yeah, it's like being a 15-year-old kid again, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's more back pain involved than it was when I was 15, though.
Yeah.
Possibly knee pain.
You weren't doing 15 right then.
I could bounce back from falling off a skateboard, though. That was the difference. I fall off.
If you didn't have back pain at 15, you weren't pushing it.
Yeah. The injury, it seems like people are pretty mellow. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at a normal jiu-jitsu class at my school, there's, you know, people get hurt, I would say, at a higher rate than they get hurt at camp, because it seems like everyone's here to learn is the primary goal. And it's not the place to come say, oh, I'm going to get ready for Worlds.
Yeah.
Like it's more, hey, I'm going to get ready for the next year of training. I'm going to bring home some stuff that I can work on. I'm going to learn some new moves from a bunch of different instructors. It seems to me like that's sort of more the vibe
far
here.
more cerebral, and plus 3 a days. I mean, you really can't go crazy and expect to, and you don't want to miss a session.
No, not at all. I mean, because that's the thing too. Like I figure, at least people who come in here maybe with that goal, because there's always gonna be like 1 or 2 people who are like, yeah, I'm ready to roll. I'm gonna just smash somebody and like assert dominance or whatever, and then that doesn't last very long out here because I think people will jump on that and tell them to mellow out pretty much.
Yeah, like I said, it seems to be focused on learning more than anything else.
Yeah, which is good.
Bringing home knowledge.
Yeah, and because we all got to work next week, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like we all have jobs, I can't be limping around. My fingers have to work, like that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And got bills to pay like everybody else. So guess what? Can't be blowing my knee out here. And, can you get hurt? Of course you can get hurt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That's the way it happens, but you can get hurt playing basketball or football or getting out of your car. So don't be an idiot. Train smart.
Indeed.
That's the way to do it.
What were you guys talking about before I barged in?
All the places I've been banned from.
You've been banned from those things on for what?
The stupid shit that I do.
Like what?
Reaction.
Well, I'm banned from the Petco. I'm borderline banned from the Petco on Park Slope because of hateful thinking.
Oh, is that with the
dog diapers? I have a dog.
Yeah.
An older dog is very sick, so I go to buy him diapers, and I explain to the sales associate, like, hey, my dog's a male dog, 25 pounds. She's like, oh, you want this diaper right here? So I grab it. There's 2 rows. One have blue packages, one have green packages. So she hands me the blue package, and I take it home. It's the wrong diaper. Mm-hmm. So I bring it back the next day, and I explain the story. And the woman's like, well, you bought female diapers. I'm like, I know. She's like, didn't you read the package? I said, well, no, I saw the blue package. I just assumed they were male. She's like, that's very hateful thinking.
Yeah, I would ban you for that kind of behavior, absolutely.
But then karma instantly came into my life.
How so?
I walked out the door, and I made a left, and there's a busy street right here, Union Street. And in the city now, they have these rentable electric scooters, look like Vespas, but they're electric. So I see some girl coming up the street on her iPhone, and she ran right into the back of a parked car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, was it the same girl?
No.
So it was just random karma for
Random
a
female
random
karma.
female?
Yeah.
Okay, now that's borderlining on hateful thinking right there. The poor girl on the scooter is just trying to, get somewhere. Well, I guess she's a bad person for looking at her phone while
looking
she's
at her
driving.
phone. Yeah, she reminded me of the girl from the pet
There
store.
you go, man.
So
Remind me not to cross you.
It's distracting.
I didn't do any
It's
of
on a scooter.
I didn't do anything now. I just observed.
All right, so that's what else?
So the Petco, all Barnes and Nobles in New Jersey.
What'd you do there?
It's a statewide ban.
The snakes and lizards?
No, that's something different. No, I went to Barnes and Noble with some people, but I get bored easy, and we're in a bookstore, so I saw a cart, and I saw a whole stack of Bibles.
Oh no!
So I took them all and set them up in the fiction section.
And they banned you from every
And
Barnes
I turned
and
around,
Nobles?
there was like 4 security guards and like 2 other guys, and they're like, "You're in a lot of trouble." I'm like, "What did I like?" Then they called the cops, but the cops couldn't. What do you want to do?
Yeah,
So,
you put books up on
yeah.
shelves.
He
pretty
moved some
much.
books around. Really,
They called the cops on you?
Yeah.
Wow.
This was like in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like hateful thinking.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so then what else?
We
The
did
Haagen-Dazs?
Haagen-Dazs and Starbucks. I just lose my patience with people in line because they expect. Everybody in my neighborhood expects. They always have a reason to cut the line.
And you don't think that's cool?
No.
Don't
Do you?
cut the lines.
I don't. I think
No.
If you come in the back and you try to snake your way into the front, that's
But I don't wait in lines. I won't.
Yeah, I'd
there's
walk
almost
away.
nothing I'll wait in line for.
no. There's no reason to,
Yeah.
But they always think they have an original idea to get to the front of the line. It's just annoying. And most of the times they have the original idea. I'm wearing headphones and they're trying to explain it to me.
Mm-hmm. And you're just looking at them like,
I see your lips moving, but I hear it. All I hear is Lemmy. Kind of.
that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I'm like.
So what constitutes a line then, Jocko, that you don't want to wait in? Like
What-
how
no,
many people?
What's a line you would wait in?
I mean, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, obviously going to some kind of a good show, like I would, you kind of have to wait in line.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, there's almost no food I'll wait in line for. Like if I show up at a restaurant and say, let's say I'm on a date with my wife and we're going to a restaurant and we get there and they say, oh, it's okay. It'll be about 20 minutes. We're out of there.
Yeah.
15 minutes, borderline.
Yeah.
10 minutes, like, okay, I'll suck it up if it's a good steakhouse or something.
For 10 minutes, you can pass the
But,
time.
I mean, I'm not going to wait. I'm damn sure not going to wait in line for, like, anything else. I mean, yeah. So there's not much I'll wait in line for now that we get right down to it.
Yeah. What about Slayer? Would you wait in line for Slayer?
Yeah, I'd wait in line for Slayer. I just saw the Cro-Mags and Misfits in LA.
Oh, nice.
And, luckily I got the hookup from Harley.
Yeah.
So didn't really have to wait in line, but I did have to wait to get my tickets at Will Call.
Yeah.
Didn't really have a choice there.
Yeah.
But, that's one I'll wait for. So like I said, for a show,
Yeah.
I'll wait for some tickets or whatever. But yeah, that's...
People wait in line for Jocko.
They certainly do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's cool, it's cool. What's that? Yeah, and there's a dichotomy there because if there's a long line of people, am I being cool if I like rush so that people don't have to wait long? Or am I being cool if I just say, take the time with each person to hang out for a little bit? Because, everyone's got cool stuff to say and I kind of want to hear from them. But, you feel bad if there's someone way in the back.
The people in the back line don't feel as cool when you're spending more time with people.
Yeah. It's really weird for me, because obviously I'm thinking, like, who's going to want to come and talk to me? I was in Australia and my book publisher, doesn't it sound lame when you say stuff like that?
Not coming from you, it does.
Okay,
If I said it was
my book publisher sent me an email that was like, hey, we're setting up a book signing for you, because they're always like trying to pawn your books off on people. And so my wife was actually with me in Australia. And so I was working down there for a week. It was Friday and I get done and I'm like, and that's when the big book signing was. And so my wife says, should I come? Or I said, no, just chill in the hotel, And she says, how long are you going to be? And I'm like, I don't know, half an hour. And so she says, cool, I'll just wait in the hotel. So she's waiting there. I go down there. I start walking towards this bookstore, and this is in Brisbane, Australia. Brizzy, they call it. It's not the big city of Australia. It's kind of like the smaller city. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking down the street, looking at my Google Maps, figuring out where I'm going. Okay, cool. Luckily, I didn't run into anything like your girl on scooter. And then I kind of turn the corner, and I'm looking, and I see like a big line of people. And I said, oh, that's weird. I wonder what those people are waiting for. And then I realized that's where I'm going, is the bookstore. And there was a line of people, out the door, around the block, and up the stairs. And man, all those people were there to see me. And man, it was crazy for me. It was super, super humbling to think that a bunch of people were showing up to hang out. But, it was cool. And I ended up being there until they closed it down. And I was signing, they ran out of my books like real quick. So I was signing a bunch of David Hackworth's books and Jordan Peterson's books and The Art of War. And they sold out. Every book that I've ever talked about, they sold out of that day.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
What's the weirdest book you had to sign? Like, you look like, really?
No, I've definitely signed it. None of them really have been, I'm trying to think if any of them have been weird. None of them have been weird. I don't think. They've all been kind of books that I talk about.
Like Charlotte's Web, really?
Yeah, I haven't signed Charlotte's Web, but I did sign something weird the other day, and I can't think of what it was. I mean, I just signed a damn Marine Corps doctrine. Somebody had printed out their Marine Corps doctrine and wanted me to sign it. I was like, cool, man, awesome. I'll sign that. It's free PDF, cheap book.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool, but people are all cool. They're just like, want to say hi, tell me something about their experiences. A lot of times I get little stories that are really interesting of how they've taken what they've heard from me and applied it to their life and got some good result. So that's always good to hear, and it reinforces that, what I'm saying works, and it gives me another angle to tell it to other people so maybe they understand it better.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing though, just to be talking to people all the time, because I'm not like the biggest talker.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm talking all the time. So cool. Right on, man. Well, thanks for letting me Dojo Storm your podcast.
Anytime.
Nice.
Right on.
Mind if I throw your name on it?
Yeah, do whatever, man. I don't
Appreciate
care.
it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. We'll catch y'all later.
See you at the
Thanks.
next session, brother.
See you at the next sesh.
Close the door so we hear the wind as well. It was very intense.
That was quite our good friend Jocko
Yeah,
Willink in here. Stopped by to share a little
Knowledge.
little knowledge, little
I
love.
can't do the punch like he does when he says that. I'm not very good at it.
That's a talking technique.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't do it.
It's-
Like not that I don't. I just for me.
He's good at that. I got
He
to
is.
take some notes for the next time we do this. I got to
Yeah.
have my inflections.
I think I laugh too much. That's the problem. I laugh too much.
Well, laughter is good.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think he liked the scooter story though. That's hateful thinking.
Well, because I was thinking about it too. You know, that seemed to be a bit one of my guilty pleasures. Because when you were talking about that, is there was an Instagram. My wife yelled at me for this shit too. There was an Instagram that was primarily dedicated to the destruction of the like rentable electric scooters. Like they would just show pictures of people, like the ones that got
Yeah.
people weaving in and out of traffic.
I need to follow that.
Oh yeah. So they'll like, pick it up and hear police are being called. Police are being called. They chuck it off a bridge. You just hear police are being called. Slaps.
Did you see? Did you see the video? I think it was on the West Coast. It's the electric scooters that look like the Razor scooters,
Yeah.
and they're on the highway.
Yes.
There's two people like on this major highway, and the cops had to come and say, are you out of your mind?
Yeah. It's sketchy enough when I used to ride a bike to work, and I mean I was like in a suburb-ish type area. I mean it was considered a city, but it wasn't like like somewhere like New York or LA or something like that. So the houses had about maybe 5 feet between them. But still riding down the road, almost getting killed constantly.
Yeah.
Riding a scooter
It takes
on a major highway is just beyond the realm of comprehension.
It's hard to win a fight against an automobile.
It really is.
It really is. Win stupid prizes.
I mean, 25 miles an hour in the city versus like 75 miles an hour.
And
By subtraction.
then calculate the weight, the 2 tons of metal coming at you at a certain velocity versus your Air Jordans and a Razor scooter. Who wins that fight?
Actually, you all pointed out that it's all 3 of those parallels.
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
And if you can't find any idiot in the room, it's you.
What do you mean it was a bad idea? Oh, that's a fucking bad idea, man.
There's a lot of bad ideas out there.
Really bad idea.
A lot of bad ideas out there.
So is that a problem too that you're facing in your neighborhood? Is the a scooter like
Scooters, city
infiltration?
bike. The city bike has really, city bike has gotten too much, and now they take a couple parking spots every other block, and they're dedicated to Enterprise and Zip rental cars. They're only street parking for rental cars.
What?
So now these companies don't even have to have a garage or anything. You can just drop them off on the street. The scooters you drop off on the street. The city bikes you drop on. So we've lost, in my neighborhood, I think we've lost 260 parking spots.
Just for bike, scooters, and
Rental cars. So, I mean, they're squeezing the automobile out of the city.
Yeah,
just don't
that's
want-
Well, that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
They're just trying to get rid of it. And, I mean, the city was designed around the car,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't designed for bikes. Not fucking Amsterdam,
No.
you know?
There's no river to fall into either.
Yeah. Are bikes going to deliver all the food and everything the city needs? No, trucks are. Cars are. I don't get it. That's why I'm not in charge, because I don't get it.
Be interesting. You should run for office, man.
Oh, I got ideas. I
I get behind that campaign. Well, I mean, I'm not even a resident of New York City, so I don't know what I can do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's they're going to vote who they want to vote, and they have stupid policy, and but they're pricing themselves out of, I think, out of business almost. I remember in the 70s the city was bankrupt, right? President Ford told New York, "Yeah, good luck. We're out of money. Yeah, good luck with that." And it was a bad scene, and I think that's going to come back because the influx of people moving to the city who kind of don't belong there, and there's all they're doing is building residential buildings. So I mean, there has to be a tumbling point where, okay, we've got way more people than we have available jobs.
Yeah.
So what happens now? Okay, and also what happens when AI, artificial intelligence, and automation come in? Okay, now all those people who were making minimum wage, yeah, you definitely don't have any jobs because it's been taken over by computers. So then what do you do? You know, the dishwashing jobs, the food prep jobs, that's all going to be automated. You know, you're going to throw the vegetables in a box, and the computer's going to ginsu them up in whatever.
That's nice.
Perfect every time. Never talk back, never take a bathroom break.
Same thing with fast food, man.
Yeah.
Like now they got your automated what is touch tone? Jesus, how old I am. Touch screen.
Yeah.
Like, I want a Big Mac and fries, and it's good for people who, like you say, you have headphones and don't want to deal with this shit. Yeah. Order my food, don't have to talk to anybody, pick it up, it's done. And then that's one less person you have to pay.
Years ago, I went to this trade show, and they had this digital interface table. It was basically a flat screen TV you sat at, and it faced the ceiling. So you sit down, and there's a image of a tablecloth. Okay, you put your hand on it, and the menu pops up. And I like this dish. It goes to description. See more. A video pops up of them preparing it. It shows what it looks like. And at the end, you do your order. You put whatever specifications. Medium rare. I want this. I want that. Whatever. And at the end, you just lay your credit card on the one section. It puts the bill up. You sign it, and you leave. It's just people bussing the food out to you. They deliver it, but you don't have to, the specials are this. You don't have to ask the waitress, well, what's in the veal marsala and how is it prepared? Because, whatever famous chef is associated with it is going to explain it to you on a video. So I thought it was pretty cool. I've never seen it in a restaurant, but I saw it, I'm talking like 10, 12 years ago at a trade show.
That's wild.
And it had like games for the kids. If there was kids at the table, a screen came up and they could play a game or something like that. They could draw with their fingers, and you could switch the tablecloth. You could, all kinds of weird things. It was very cool.
I mean, they have some similar stuff like that, like Red Robin. You're like, I need another beer, and you just hit the button.
Yeah.
Well, not magically appears, but pretty much somebody walks out with your beer.
Yeah, with minimum wage on the rise.
Yeah.
Especially restaurants. I mean, they retain very little of each dollar they bring in. Like 17 to 20 cents of each dollar.
Yeah.
So a lot of these are going to go to automation, and a lot of these entry-level jobs are going to disappear. So what do these people do now? If there's no more entry-level jobs and you're not qualified for the next tier up, what do you do? Anyone, what do you do?
Hate on Mexicans, apparently.
No. As the not what do
hate on
what do
no
I'm not
reason.
saying what public officials do, but as the person who doesn't have anywhere to go, you're
stuck. Yeah.
You're stuck. But what do? You do anything you can, right?
Yeah. Anything. Yeah.
Okay, so that's especially desperate people do desperate things. So it's just something to think about. It's like, well, what are all these people going to do if all these jobs should disappear? And it's I don't know. I don't hear anybody else talking about that. But artificial intelligence and automation they're not going to put CEOs out of business, right?
Absolutely.
They're not going to take over the CEO job. They're not going to take care of the manager's job. They're going to take care of the low guy on the totem pole first and work their way up.
I still feel like even though technology is like exponentially growing all the time, I still feel like we're not quite or even close to the point yet, but I feel like it is kind of like over the next hill where you're like, I got this machine that makes hamburgers, and that takes out 75% of people working at McDonald's, or what was it like? I was watching Logan, the movie with Wolverine, the last one that had the automated like 18-wheelers driving through there.
See, I like human interaction.
Yeah.
I like talking to the person. Well, what do you think is the best? If you at a restaurant, there's always one thing you have to have, and they don't tell you that in the menu. Like, all the staff always has this because it's great. That's what I want to know. What's your favorite dish here? I like that human interaction. And the less human interaction you have, the more of that white belt this morning you have. You got to move.
People skills.
Yeah, people skills are out the window.
It's already. I feel like it's already going out the
so
window.
These people that are getting, marginalized out of their jobs, that's going to have a huge effect on social interaction, because these are people, the person at your coffee shop, the person, at the bodega you talk to, the person at a restaurant, all these people who are going to get, screwed out of their jobs. I think they have a very important part with people and their social skills.
And then we're gonna have all these empty buildings all over the place.
I kind of feel like there would at least be like a lot of pushback against it. You know what I mean? Like maybe more so like focusing on stuff made in America type thing. Like I know there's been like another recent push, like what Pete's doing and Oregon's doing with that. Like so people will speak with their wallets. I'd like to hope eventually.
Yeah, you want to. I mean, but you have to really. If you have to be diligent and work hard to be that person who, like I know everything I sell in my school is American made. Yeah. And I always push that, and I want to do that, but it's tough sometimes.
It really is.
Try to find a water bottle made in the U.S.
Exactly. And I think, if we cycle our way back, because it's all about cutting costs. And, now we're like, what was it? The original gis that Origin was putting out, they're pretty expensive because, it's all like supply chain's all U.S.
Yeah.
Now they've got down to a science where I'm paying less sometimes than like you get a real nice I love showy roll gis still. I'm sorry, Pete, but you sometimes paying less than like a good, decent, like made showy roll.
Yeah, I mean, I love all the products we've brought in from Origin Labs. It's all great stuff. Yeah, exactly. It sells well. It's solid. If there's a problem, they take care of it. There's a person on the other end of the phone that'll talk to you. I mean, it's like I said, I think we have one of the bigger Origin pro shops, or especially in New York. We have a really good representation.
It's good too, man.
Thank you. It's a good representation of what both Origin and us guys at Birdman are trying to do. Yeah. We're trying to have a quality product. Mr. Ewok one here is to make sure it's a vibrant, cutting edge, cool design. Yeah. And our team, our guys are behind it. It's like, hey, these geese cost a little more, but this is what you're getting. They don't cost more just because they need to cost more. It's, American made. It's the fibers. It's the technology. It's the cut. They're evolving. The Rift. I mean, that's a huge move.
Yeah, I know.
That's a huge move forward. So I mean, it's the people who push the envelope. The Henry Fords and people like that. Mm-hmm. It's it wasn't an easy road for him. You're like a frontiersman. You're out there on the front line.
You're the one making the one who could fuck it all up.
You're making the hard decisions and making the mistakes and learning, and it's
everybody else is kind of just walking behind.
Like Thomas Edison found out 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. So.
But it worked out for him in the end.
In the end, yeah. So I mean, it's those people who go out there to, like I said, the pioneers, the frontiersmen, just
and put it all on the line and could very well fail miserably. Yeah. But I think it's cool as shit. I really enjoy it.
They're doing great things, and the camp, it's all.
So we can't end on a depressing note about AI automation.
Sorry if
like 3 steps away from Skynet and. Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger like ripping down a door and shooting at me.
It's too late.
Shit like that.
I'm officially being replaced by a robot in 2022, and I will be Skyping in lessons only.
Yeah, this is Birdman 3.0 bot for the podcast.
Yes, with my titanium and carbon fiber Origin gi.
I'd hate to get choked by that. I might die. What's I know since you're a man with a million stories, really awesome stories, can you leave us with a real good, like just maybe funny one, kind of?
Just tell anything from an Indian Larry block party.
Anything from an Indian Larry block party.
That's a good place to start.
There was that guy with the bullwhip and the patch over his eye.
Whoa, what?
So there was a biker, and he was kind of just standing there minding his own business, and he had a patch in his eye and a hook for a hand, and just standing there, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, he pulls a bullwhip out and starts cracking it, and the crowd just
gets out of the way.
Gets things out of the way, and he just cracking the whip. He put it away and walked, but it was like right in the middle of everything.
So, what do you say? There's a block party, or
there's a big
once a year.
Yeah, once a year. It's like third Saturday in September. Actually, last year's was funny with the Cole Freeman jump.
Yeah.
So the block party was set up, and this one street is blocked off, but they moved a bunch of cones to the next block over, and they blocked that off. The cop's like, well, why is this? Oh, no, it's in the permit. It's blocked off.
Yeah.
And they drug 2 giant motorcycle ramps and put a couple pallets of bottled water in between them.
Yeah.
From the people who sponsored it. Well, no, it was the sponsors of it, But the cops like kind of looking, and it was like really quick. And this guy I think it was an Indian Scout, boom, 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 flying down, jumps it and lands. They quick broke it down again. I was like, wait, who's got a permit for this?
They're already gone. That's funny.
Yeah, they're already gone. It's like, hey, sorry.
That sounds like a wild party. When is it?
Oh, it's fun.
This year it's September 21st. There's like 3,500 people there. It's just pure craziness.
Damn, maybe next. There's all this shit I gotta do next year. It's like I got not the rest of the year planned out, but like on the 21st we'll be at Tap Cancer Out in Raleigh. It's a tournament for help benefit cancer, and that is, I guess I can put it out in the universe now, our first foray into videoing for the podcast. So that should be.
Well, James told me I had to talk to you about something.
Yes, we will talk about it, but that's going to be. We'll cut this.
That's a good note. We'll end on it.
Yes. Top secret shenanigans.
The future.
The future,
as Jocko would say.
Yes. Hold on, let me try it. The future. No, it was not
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thanks. All right, so Birdman, I appreciate you coming on again.
Anytime,
man.
brother. Anytime.
Mr. Ewok 1, appreciate JC as always, and thank you guys. Had a great time as usual. And this has been another episode of the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Remember the Pod Bros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com and find yourself another podcast you want to listen to. And check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company, Tape Armor, and Rollz Gear. And find all of our old episodes at bjjshow.com. I'm Rob. We'll catch you guys next time.